Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, folks, I'm playing a video series of videos I've been doing for a while now where I go over there and try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that the time I'm doing this, folks. You ever remember, any folks remember growing up with the Bozo show? Right? You had the Bozo, he was a clown. You go over there, you had the grand prize game. It was a whole thing. There might be some pies being thrown around and some other clowns, maybe Bozo himself. Loved Bozo. That's why it was so weird to me when I got to probably about 4th or 5th grade. And it was the first time I ever ran into somebody, one of my classmates, who was afraid of clowns. And it was like, why would you be afraid of clowns? Clowns are awesome. Bozo the clown is awesome. And so, and I've always heard it as being the basis for, a lot of people around my age being afraid of clowns, because the mini-series, not the thing that they did later on with not that nonsense. But the original It with Tim Curry. I watched the fuck out of that movie, and I liked it. Didn't make me afraid of clowns. It was just well, that clown's bad. But anyway, folks, clown nonsense aside, I'm inside the truck. I'm going to eat and talk about some stuff inside the truck. While I'm doing so, I'm wearing my crappy, grody work clothes. Sadly. Usually I like to wear neato clothes if I can, but when I go over there and wear grody work clothes and I'm inside the truck, typically that means that I was on my way home, I found a thing to review, and here we is. That's very much the case today, because I went over there, I was stopping off, making my way back home. I was like, I'm kind of hungry. I forgot my lunch today. I grabbed something to eat. First, I was going to go to Taco Bell. And despite the fact that they should have been open for over an hour, either nobody was there or nobody was manning the window or some shit, and I was like, done. When that happens, you get 5 seconds. That's it. I need some kind of assertion that you're there, because otherwise I'm fucking moving. So I ended up going to McDonald's, and it turned out they had a thing to review. So what are we reviewing, folks? We're doing boom! It is. It's a pie. You can see it's a pie, and it's kind of stylized because it's got cross hatching and everything. It's a McCafe pie. See, it's even telling you. It's saying it's hot. Yes, indeed, folks. This is it's McDonald's pie, but it's not just any McDonald's pie, folks. It is. Yeah, there we go. Better shot. It's the baked blueberry cream baked pie. So, of course, McDonald's, they're, more famous for their apple pies, but I've noticed in recent years they're kind of just throwing stuff at the walls, which is fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. It's a big part of why I do this show, is just because weird stuff comes out. So I saw this and I figured, what the hell, man? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I will say it's not, despite them having the caution thing on it, it is not nearly as hot as I would expect. Just putting that out there. But let's see how it is. Crust is nice and crispy. Pastry flakes away nicely. It's not stale or anything like that. Blueberry flavor is really strong. To the extent where the first bite I took was more on the cream side. So, of course, I got more of a creamy side. Second bite, I specifically tried to go over there and be more centralized. And despite getting effectively, fairly centralized bite, blueberry really, really, really kind of overtook the cream on that one. Yeah, it's a good thing that they got the cream. I think the blueberry by itself would be a bit much. But with the cream to kind of temper it down, it's not bad. No! Yeah, I can kind of go with it. I did a thing like this from, I think it was Arby's. I think it was like a blueberry pie. I don't exactly remember my review of that one too well at this point. But I remember I did something similar to this. I mean, it's not bad for what it is. Like I said, the pastry tastes good. Does a good job of, keeping everything inside. Even when I dropped it, didn't, just some crumbs and such. And the filling itself, it's really flavorful. I was a little bit worried because I'm a tad bit under the weather. I'm on the upswing now. I actually didn't do any reviews for like about four days or so, specifically because I started not feeling so great. And I was like, it'd be hard for me to do reviews. I can't taste things properly. But now I'm pretty much back to where I can taste things okay. Nose is just a little bit runny. But yeah, no. That was pretty decent. Like I said, I think everything on it tasted good. I personally would have liked more cream to sort of counterbalance the blueberry, but that's just going to be based off, your personal take on it. The blueberry itself, like I said, it had a nice flavor. It never got to like the point of, blueberry where like it was like tart or anything like that. The cream kind of tempered it, so you just got that nice kind of fruity blueberry flavor. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a nice little thing to go with. I don't think it was anything particularly special or, neat or anything, but for what it was okay. It has to be asked. 2 questions. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No, and yeah, sure, why not? No, because I think it was good. I didn't mind it, but I don't feel that I need to have it again. Like, I think that if I really wanted to go over there and have a blueberry pie experience, I would get an actual blueberry pie. Now, the advantage, of course, is that this is a blueberry pie that I was able to get at McDonald's while going through a drive-thru. Even if the folks they had working at the drive-thru were they were a little rough around the edges. Let's just put it that way. But even with that being the case, it was a nice little thing. But it's just I just don't know where the hell I would go over there and add it in, because like even with like the apple pie, I really almost never get it. Like if I go to McDonald's, it's for very, very specific stuff. Occasionally they'll have a new item or something like that. But more often than not, it's like one or two of like the standard meals that I tend to get. And in none of those do I have, room for a pie. That's just its own thing. And for me, if I'm going to go for a pie, again, I'll just go for a proper pie experience versus something like that. Now, as to whether or not I would go there and recommend it, if you're going to a McDonald's anyway, go ahead and give it a shot. I wouldn't go out of my way for it. It's definitely not going to be the best, blueberry pie you've ever had. But it's okay for what it is. Like, in terms of the overall quality, it's not bad. It's not a bad experience. It's nothing spectacular. And it perfectly kind of fits in with what McDonald's is. McDonald's is not the best burgers. The fries are, admittedly, probably the best fast food fries out there still. I would argue that. At the very least, they're a top contender. Like, their stuff is all right. It does the job. They have a few items that kind of stand out a little more than others. And that's kind of what this is. Like, yeah, it's a decent experience for what it is, but it's still, like I said, you can just get better other places. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. And, folks, you can go over there and have yourselves a truly proper blueberry pie rest of your life. The kind that maybe would have been thrown into the face of one Mr. Bozo the Clown. Although that's pretty unlikely. I think typically they just want to go over there and take like a pie tin and fill it up with whipped cream. Because you just get the, you get the great effect, plus you don't have to worry about getting seeds or fruity bits out or anything like that. It's a good way to do it. They had that shit down to a science, folks. Trust me. Bozo, he was always thinking. Even though there were like a whole bunch of Bozos. It was a franchise thing. What the hell else? Two final things, folks. Number one, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, that's not always the easiest thing in the world to do. Trust me, I know it. All right? You can tell, folks, I think I'm a little bit lower energy than I maybe normally am. Again, I'm coming off being sick. I'm off of work and everything. I'm not at my best. And sometimes we're not at our best. Sometimes we find ourselves in stressful situations when we're not at our best. And when those situations occur, we might be tempted to go over there and be an asshole about stuff. But even if we fail, it's important that we go over there, come back around, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to go to McDonald's, get yourself a blueberry and cream pie, as I've done here today in this video. And maybe like me, you'll be a little bit underwhelmed, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's okay. Maybe you'll go over there, though, and you'll be like, you know what? We can get this. So you go over there, you happen to know somebody who works in the marketing department for McDonald's, you talk with them, you bring up your ideas, because you're going to go over there and you're going to come up with the best damn pie in the entire fast food industry. All right, it's going to be a thing. You go over there, you guys work out a formula and the recipe and a whole thing. Eventually you debut your super pie, right? You go over there, you put it out to the public. I review it. I give it star-studded reviews. It catapults me way past, guys like PewDiePie and fucking Logan Paul and all those dickbags. Yeah, that'll happen. But, where was I going with this? But yeah, so, that whole thing happens, then you guys go over there, McDonald's becomes super famous for their pies, it ends up becoming this whole thing, and basically, the short answer way around this whole thing, for some reason it brings back Baker Square, because they used to be famous for their pies. All I'm saying, miss you, Baker Square. Anyway, I'm sick, folks, leave me alone. Or conversely, you could just go over there and get yourself a blueberry pie from any sort of location. You could make yourself a blueberry pie. I couldn't. I'd burn my house down in the process, but I believe that you're more competent than I am at making pies. So, make yourself a blueberry pie. Bye!